Look at how fancy, we are so fancy. Let's try this thing. Hey everyone, Dave here back in the kitchen, and today we're going to do an experiment. We are going to try to make the world's best ultimate butter candle, which means we need candle wicks. Yes, butter candles, guys. Such a new trend, you probably haven't even heard of it, but I have heard of it, and it sounds interesting. It's supposed to be like a super fancy charcuterie. When you have someone come over, like you got all your crackers and your chopped up sausages, and we're gonna do it keto too. We're gonna make sure it's keto, all keto ingredients. You probably could adapt it for carnivore too if you take out some of the spices. This is like a keto carnivore butter candle, but you need a wick that is food safe. This is like the #1 priority. I kind of like struggled to find one. Me and ChatGPT were trying to make this recipe happen, and it recommended like a fully cotton one, but then when I looked on Amazon, everyone was recommending beeswax and hemp thing, and ChatGPT said it should be fine, but I should try to test one first and see if it's too smoky or stinky. That might mean there's chemicals. So I'm gonna just test one really quick and make sure it burns without like black smoke or anything. Oh yeah, that's clean. I don't see any black smoke. Seems to be no smell. So it said if there was no smell, no black smoke, and it said it was 100% hemp and 100% beeswax, it should be food safe. So I think we're good. I'll try to put a link below. You know, do your own research too, but this one looks like a good option for the butter candle, and I got a bunch of them, so we're gonna try this. The only thing I couldn't really find, let's just watch the fire, I like fire. The thing I couldn't really find was like something I considered a food safe candle mold. The best I could think of or find was a ramekin, just a standard ramekin. So our candle is gonna be a little short and stumpy, but I'm sure there's something like taller you could use to make this even more candly. We'll see what happens. Yeah, nice clean smoke. No smells. Okay, I feel comfortable using this. I think we're good. Now, again, there's lots of recipes for butter candles out there floating around the web right now, but I asked ChatGPT to create the world's best butter candle. That means it's gonna do some extra stuff, some stuff to make it a little bit better than anything else. And the first thing it added that I didn't see in any other recipe was some bacon fat. It wants some bacon fat, meaning like, I think that just means the oil, right? Yeah, it does. I asked ChatGPT. It does mean the grease left over. So we gotta make some bacon. Now, bacon's not really used for this recipe, although you could use it as one of your dippers, because we're basically making something to center your charcuterie board that's keto. And if you're trying to go full keto, forget the crackers. Maybe put some keto crackers, put some cheeses, and then also maybe put some keto bread if you can have some, or crispy bacon to dip into the center thing. So I'm gonna crisp up some bacon and we can use it as a dipper, and we'll also use some of the grease to go into the candle to infuse that butter and make this super delicious item. So we're gonna head over to the stove and cook up some bacon really quick. We don't need all of it, just a handful of pieces. All right, so we're gonna get this bacon cooking. I gotta love the sizzle of bacon in the morning. Can't beat that. And we're doing it for the grease and the bacon. We can use both. I cook my bacon pretty high. All right, our bacon is pretty much good. It's like not super evenly cooked, but it's good enough for what we need here. Some nice crispy bacon. So I'm gonna set it on a paper towel lined plate to degrease it a little bit while we get back to cooking. All right, so our primary need there was a tablespoon of bacon grease, and I think we have that sitting in the pan now. I'm just gonna leave it there for a minute to let it cool so I don't burn myself. All right, so this is, like I said, it's a ramekin. It's gonna be kind of a small candle, but we're gonna want to get this ready by putting a candle wick inside of it. That's like a little long, right? Oh, it says to skewer it with a toothpick across the top. So let's see if we can do that. I do have these long toothpicks I got, so that's good that I got those. Does it mean like this? How do you skewer a candle wick? I'm just trying to stick it through the candle wick. There we go. Isn't that gonna make it like fall? These are big toothpicks. That might cause an issue. Well, okay. That seems all right. Oh, see, they're not big enough for my wide ramekin. Wait, you know what I could do? Look, this is like a math class. This has nothing to do with math. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. Stop it, candle. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'm not supposed to skewer it. Maybe I'm supposed to, wait, oh, hold on. hold on. This is funny. The kit I got comes with this thing. So clearly you're supposed to go like this. My brain is a genius looking at the actual thing provided. Okay, so you take this thing. I'll link to this little candle wick kit because that is handy. There, like that. What is this? I gave you little like sticky things too. I don't think those are food safe, so we're not gonna use those, but we will use that other stuff. That's to hold the candle wick in place so that it doesn't move when we pour like the butter and stuff in there. So that's pretty cool. You could probably use a coffee cup too, to be honest, if you don't have a ramekin. So let's set that aside. That's ready to go. I just thought of something. You know, if you want to use this as a charcuterie, you know, as a centerpiece, you probably need to make sure you don't have a wooden charcuterie because you could light it on fire. So be careful. These are so hard to open. This is beef tallow, and I am so not strong enough. Someone told me in the comments that they make a tool for opening that. I need to get it. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of beef tallow. And I have a little 2 tablespoon measuring spoon, but you can just use a 1 tablespoon. Ooh, flying tallow. It was a flyby beef tallow. All right, so 2 tablespoons of beef tallow. Set that over here. Dare me to eat it? I'm not going to. I know, sometimes like middle school Dave takes over. Oh, dare me to eat the worm. But yeah, I'm not going to. So 2 tablespoons of beef tallow. Not everyone has beef tallow. It's not necessary. You don't need the beef tallow. It's just kind of cool. It's just kind of fancy and bougie. You know, I think we need to go back to the stovetop because we got to actually render this down. We have to infuse the butter. And I'm a little nervous I'm going to screw this up because we got to get the right consistency, but we're going to do our best. So I'm going to get a little pan. So we need 2 sticks of unsalted butter. I'm using the Kerrygold because it even said like grass-fed beef flavor or whatever, grass-fed. So this is grass-fed cows. So not beef flavor. It says for best flavor. It's early. Reading is hard in the morning. So I got 2 sticks of Kerrygold butter, and this is gonna be our base for our butter candle. So I'm gonna put it into our saucepan, as Babish would say. There's 1, and it's already melting. I've got my heat on very low, just because I don't want to feel rushed right in the beginning. Sometimes you gotta take it easy. I don't wanna mess this up. So we're gonna add into this a tablespoon of the bacon fat from earlier. That was a little less than a tablespoon, so I'm just gonna grab a little more. Hold on, just a little bit more. We're gonna infuse that with the butter. Okay, so we've got the butter melting. We've got the bacon grease in there. We're now gonna add the 2 tablespoons of tallow. So we're gonna add in the beef tallow as well. Just drop it in there. Okay, so the trend with these with these butter candles is to use fresh garlic. ChatGPT didn't want us to. It said we'd be better off using roasted garlic powder because garlic has moisture and could separate and damage the candle consistency. It also said that the roasted garlic powder will add more flavor than fresh garlic. Now, you can definitely use just fresh garlic if you want to, but it wants me to do this, so I'm gonna do what ChatGPT says because we're trying to make a new world's best recipe, and that's how we do it on this channel because I'm no pro cook. Who am I to tell it what to do? Although I do all the time, so garbage. So we're gonna add into the butter mixture 1 teaspoon of the roasted garlic powder. Then we're gonna take smoked paprika and either rosemary or thyme, one or the other. We're gonna add in a 1/2 teaspoon of the smoked paprika first. 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, say that 10 times fast. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of either dried thyme or dried rosemary. This is dried rosemary, that's what I had, so that's what I'm going with. Finishing touch is gonna be some grated Parmesan cheese. So we're gonna just grate ourselves and move that out of the way. We don't need a lot of it, I think just like a tablespoon. Yeah, we'll just grate up 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese here. Shouldn't be much, shouldn't take much, shouldn't be hard. That probably is enough right there. Maybe not, I don't know. I'll go a little further. And that's gonna go into the butter mix as well. So a tablespoon of Parmesan is gonna also go into our butter mixture. All right, so now we're supposed to just kind of stir this all up and gently simmer it for a few minutes. Mine's already been kind of warming for a few minutes. I had the heat pretty low. I feel like I should let it maybe get a little hotter first, but I don't know. We're basically just adding all these flavors into the butter is what we're doing. Might need 2 ramekins, or maybe not. Maybe this is just right. We'll see. So I'm just stirring it up, making it all delicious. Should be getting some smells. I definitely have some nice roasted garlic smell going on here. All right, so one of the goals is to have this powder like, you know, these other flavors infused to the point where you can't actually see them. I don't feel like we're there yet, but we also don't want it bubbling or anything. We don't want it cooking. So hopefully we're almost there. We just want to dissolve all the garlic powder and the paprika and all that other stuff. I don't know if it's actually gonna work though. That's the real question. All right, so I'm gonna say this is pretty well infused together. So I'm gonna take it off the heat. I mean, I don't really know. There's still like a film on the top, but I'm gonna mix it up really good. How about that? I'm a man-made immersion blender right now. I think this is the best we're gonna get. This might be why people wanna use real cloves of garlic, because like garlic powder doesn't dissolve fully, but whatever, we're gonna try it. That's how we roll. We'll see if it's disgusting. We're just gonna pour it in where we prepared our wick earlier. I'm gonna hold on to the popsicle stick, just kind of dump this in and see what happens. Go all the way to the top here. That's pretty cool. Can I successfully move it without dropping or spilling? That's the real question. Okay, we're supposed to take some flaky sea salt as a finishing touch across the top. I did find some of this at Wally World. It's just, I feel like it's just gonna sink though. We can always add a little more at the end. Yeah, we'll add a little more at the end once it solidifies. So, gonna put this into the fridge for 2 hours, and hopefully when we're done, we have an amazing butter candle. I just realized that this butter candle is gonna have like an edge because this ramekin has an edge. I should have stopped it before the edge. That was a bit of a fail. Oops. I wonder if I can do anything about that. The only thing I could think is like a syringe to suck out a little. I can cut off the ledge at the end. All right, with the goal of not spilling, I'm gonna put this into the fridge. Ooh, it's really hot. I'm gonna put something under it in the fridge. All right, so we'll see you in 2 hours and we'll try it. Hopefully it's awesome, hopefully. All right, everyone, it's been 2 hours and I'm very nervous about this coming out as a candle. Seems like it's hardened up a little, our butter candle. Here's the moment of truth. I'm gonna try to work a knife around the edge a little. Oh, I can take off this little, that thing. All right, well, that's interesting. And we're just gonna try to take this out. You know, it kind of has the consistency of a candle, right? I'm just gonna go all the way. I didn't like silicone it up or anything, so I don't know why it would come out. I'm just gonna, that's all right, I'm kind of reshaping it with the knife. This is actually, I'm feeling okay. Hopefully it doesn't break apart. Come on. Almost there. That's like Star Wars. All right, let's see if she comes out. Come on, boom. That's weird. That's weird. See, this is where ChatGPT failed. Look at this. At the bottom here, that's all the spices that it had me put in it. They all settled to the bottom. So, yikes. That's not ideal. Maybe I didn't cook it long enough. So maybe, or maybe I needed to let it cool longer or cook longer. Either way, I mean, listen, we never expected it to be perfect. It's not terrible. We're gonna taste it. It might be amazing. And it still does kind of look like a candle. We're gonna cut the wick a lot shorter. Obviously too long. There we go. And we're gonna light it. Still pretty cool. Obviously the bottom was a mess. I'll look at ChatGPT and see if it has any ideas how to do that better. All right, I bought some like keto crackers because I thought these would be best to try this with. But you could use like bacon or anything else. This is just almond flour crackers. So we'll try those. Bought them on Amazon. I could put the link below if I remember. 50-50 shot. So the idea is, right, this is your like, yeah, look at this. Look at this. I should pour them all on there. That'd be really, it's kind of a waste though, because they're kind of expensive. I'll just repack them in like a Ziploc or something after the fact. Look at how fancy, we are so fancy. Look, it even hid the nasty part at the bottom. Okay, so ChatGPT says for best smoothness, you should mince 2 to 3 garlic cloves instead of using the powder. I don't know why it did that to me. Saute the garlic in the melted butter and bacon fat over low heat, blah, blah, blah. Strain out the garlic pieces, which makes sense too. Then it would just be the liquid, and proceed with the recipe, and that will be better. So then you don't have to get the spices. That would just like take all the spices out. I think they were a waste and we shouldn't have done it. But let's try this thing. Literally, you just go at it with whatever you want and try it. Oh, it is very flavorful. That roasted garlic tastes so good. That's dangerous. That's a very fun charcuterie board too, when you have a candle in the middle of it. And the stuff near the wick is like melting a little. That's pretty fun, I like that. That's a cool recipe. Like I said, all I would do is remove the spices completely, that roasted garlic and the paprika, and just use minced garlic and cook that in with the butter. You could strain it or not, that's your call. But I do think that at the bottom we got an issue with all the spices hanging out. Other than that though, it worked. We've got a literal burning wax candle of butter, which I would call a success. Tina, look how cool I am. She's coming, she's excited. Are you excited about this?
So fancy, is it your birthday?
It's butter. No, it's not a birthday cake, it's a candle.
You're eating wax?
It's not wax, it's not, see, it's cool. She doesn't even understand it, it's butter. You wanna try it? Here, she's gonna try it. She like enthusiastically said, yes, I wanna try it.
Wax.
It's not wax.
No, it tastes like cheese.
Tastes kind of like cheese. I put Parmesan in it, yeah. Well, also that's like a cheddar cracker, so that's part of it. I need to taste it like without any flavored crackers, but I don't know what I could dip in it. I could dip bacon in it. That'd be super keto of me. One of the suggestions ChatGPT made was bacon. Let's try bacon in it. Looks pretty good. Yeah, bacon's really good in it. Yeah, they make keto bread. Dip a keto bread, keto wrap, something like that. Overall, it's good, and I just love the look of it. It's just very cool. Yeah, I would say this is a very fun way to, surprise your friends at your next get-together with a butter candle in the middle of your charcuterie board. Guys, if you need a charcuterie board, make sure you go to Dave's Kitchen Market. That's my website. And if you make this, I'm sure you'll make it better than me. Can you go and post a picture of your recipe there? We have a recipe sharing section at daveskitchenmarket.com. I'd love to see what you did, how you did it differently. Let me know what I can do next time to make it better, because you guys are pretty much all better cooks than me. So do me a favor, go over to Dave's Kitchen Market, share your photos of this, and let me know what you thought of it in the end. I'm gonna keep eating it. It's just, I feel so fancy. It's very cool. Be careful, the flame's getting out of control. I would be careful with a wooden cutting board though, because if you're not paying attention, you could start a fire. So be very careful. Thanks for watching, bye-bye.